Hello and welcome back to the Let's Glow Show. It's Amanda Sweet, the creative fairy godmother, and every single week we interview a creative entrepreneur. We've been on a little hiatus for the last couple weeks. Last week I was at my sister's bachelorette party in Disney World, and then we've had a couple hiccups here and there, which is good because we're still here, we're still showing up, and we're here with the amazing, effervescent, beautiful, creative genius, Durracell.
I
So
know. Okay, everyone, stop clapping. Okay, no. Hello. It's such an honor to be here on the Let's Glow show with Amanda Sweet. Woo!
I appreciate you so much. And thank you for bringing the energy because some people watch this at 3, 4 p.m., but we record at 8 a.m. So we got to bring it early and get with it. Okay, Mr. Durracell, give me all your titles because you are a multifaceted gentleman.
Yes. Yes. I everyone watching, I am Durracell, Durracell, two R's, two L's like my name. And speaking of my name, I am Darrell Dennis the second. If you look up Darrell Dennis the second, I'm the first LinkedIn that pops up. Here, flip. And I'm the owner of First Hill Marketing. I'm a web developer and social media by trade. And off the clock, I'm on stage and I'm playing this guitar. So everyone, my background is probably the typical musician's background. So we've got my old reliable white Mexican-made Fender Strat. That back there is a PA system, and it's brand new. It's for my band. I have Durracell is now a band, and I've got my synthesizers over here. My baby has his suitcase over here. So yeah, just a lot going on.
But it's good. It means you're doing stuff. Okay, so you just formed a band. When we first talked about your musical career, you're a soloist, going from place to place. How have you transitioned into a band? Like, how did you find a band? I don't even know how you do that.
So, you know, I really do believe in the power of connections. And ever since I was a kid, I've always just been willing to meet people, go up to people, talk to people, and just get to know them. I actually performed at Aretha's Jazz Cafe like 3 times before, and the third time was the best performance. And there was a drummer, and I had always knew I wanted him if I were to ever start my band. So I had 3 gigs between October 12th and November 12th, and my new partner, he got me connected with all kinds of venues around Michigan and Detroit. So I'm like just gigging. I'm like, it's time to start my band. So it dawned on me, and I felt called to start a band. I've always wanted a band, so I reached out to Chris. His name is Chris, the drummer. I'm like, hey Chris, I want to start a band. I'm Durracell, and I need help. I don't have any money, but I want to get paid. Do you know a bassist? He's like, oh yeah, I know somebody. I'll have him there. I'm like, okay. So I start the Durracell group chat, and it turned into a 3-piece band. We had our first rehearsal on Sunday, and now Durracell is ready.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I am so proud of you. So, for those of you that don't know, I met Duracell in our day space, which is bamboo. But the second I met you, you were just ready, willing, open. I want to tell the folks about First Hill Marketing too, because I have the pleasure of watching you grow your business and grow your creative business as a musician in a band, and just like watching you, like, if I learned anything from you, it's just be open. And I'm an open person, but you are more open than me. So I'll like watch people walk in, you'll just be like, hey, how are you? Hi, how are you? Stick your hand out, you'll shake their hand, you'll start conversation with them at any space, anytime. You're not afraid, which I love. Have you always been this way, or is this something that you've had to grow into?
Amanda, I'm honored that you peeped that and that you're acknowledging it. So I think I've pretty much always been really just, hey, what's up? I want to talk to you. You're here. And what really helped me get there is being a camp counselor.
Oh,
I grew up in the church. My dad was a pastor, and I went to Jesus camp. And I played acoustic guitar. That's actually behind me. That's a bass guitar on top, and then an acoustic behind there,
nice.
in cases. And yes, I was that guy playing the C chord a million times at camp, and that really, and being an orientation leader at Wayne State University where I graduated, that really pushed me and got me into those habits of just jumping in. I see it just like diving in, just not even thinking about it. And something I really like to think about. So, audience, my I named myself Durracell. You can find me at Durracell.com. That's Durracell.com. And yes, I developed that website. My business, First Hill Marketing, was inspired by my dad was like, Darrell, yeah, I know you want to do music, but you need a real skill and you need to teach yourself something. So I was like, all right, websites, and I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. He really inspired me to be an entrepreneur. I'll get into that, but I named my business after my love of roller coasters. And
Oh,
First Hill, okay.
it's all connecting because this beautiful man wears his brand logo every single day to work, which I love because people are like, oh, the guy with the First Hill marketing shirt. And I'm like, you did it.
Okay.
Okay,
And
but you, sorry. Because the roller
no,
coaster.
yes. So there, if you all know, they're a roller coaster formerly known as Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. That was one of my biggest like let go of fear moments because my brother and mom were just getting in line and they're like, Darrell, come on. I'm like, no. So they just started walking. I look at the roller coaster and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna get in line. So I've been applying that to everything. Just do it. If it's, be careful and just dive in, just ride the roller coaster, get on the ride and have fun.
I love that. I don't know how I haven't heard that story. I'm so glad we're doing this because I feel like there's so much to be unearthed. I love that story. That is beautiful. Like, I'm not surprised that you're a camp counselor. I'm not surprised that you did orientation at Wayne State. I am curious because you've been in so many group spaces like that. You see the wallflowers. You see the people that are a little uncomfortable. What advice do you have for our friends that are like that? That like they see someone like you or me, and they're like, I am not capable of doing that. Like, what advice do you have for them?
I love this. My advice to them is, you know, it's be who you are. And if you are introverted, because I started to really see I started to really see the difference in introverted personalities, extroverted and ambivert. The being an orientation leader really helped me see that. And I think that the mixture of personalities is beautiful. I want to say there are great people out there. And I don't think like introverted people are like necessarily scared or they are just terrified of humanity.
Mhm.
But I think that yes, it's good to charge up by yourself. I charge up off people. Like I need crowds. I love people. But let's say I was to someone who identifies as sometimes those connections can change your life. So plan to charge up with yourself at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Be like, you know what? I'm out in public. I'm going to allow life to bring me somebody, or I'm going to introduce myself to somebody and allow that manifestation to either change my life now down the future. there is this plaque, the Troy Chamber of Commerce. Yes, Darrell in personal marketing is a proud member, period. And someone helped me really just get the hang of business marketing, Chamber of Commerce marketing, and get even in there. And had I not gone to that networking event and met him, had I not reached out and followed up and said, hey, I do need help, had I not done all this, I would not be in the Troy Chamber. Amanda, I wouldn't even, if I had not talked to Saidi from Oakland Thrive and really, I wouldn't even have the blessing to meet you and work out of Bamboo. So to the people who identify as introverts, it's okay to charge up by yourself. It's okay to be alone. Allow connections to happen, because some of those connections, I mean, shoot, the connection with Chris, now I have a band, one guy, help me,
I have a follow-up question for that, because I feel like I asked this question. I feel like it's a common question. It's a cliche question to ask. Like, what advice do you have for introverts? But what advice do you have for extroverts? Because we have our own set of problems and challenges that we run into. Like, yes, we are charged off of people, but when we're left to our own devices to build our businesses or to work as a solopreneur or to work as a solo artist, what advice do you have for those of us that feel like, I need a group, I need a team, I need people to hold me accountable? How are you working through that? Because it seems like you are showing up every single day for your business, and I admire that. So tell me how you're working through that as an extroverted person.
Amanda, this is an awesome interview. I absolutely love this. For the people who identify as extroverts, hey, twins! My advice to them is to tap into that quality, tap into that need for people, because we need people. We're social human beings. And I'm gonna get to the point. Money. Money. So I want to inspire people. I want to teach people business models for them to make money, and even protection. So, and we'll get into that. People, you can't have money without people. People are exactly how you get grants, how you get retainers, how you get contracts.
Yep.
We not only do we need each other just to function and like fulfill that social need within us in human nature, we literally need others to grow, to glow, if you will. And with the people who identify as extroverted, dive into that quality of yourself. Dive into that need that, oh yes, I need people. So I need a band.
Yeah.
I needed to reach out to Chris. Amanda, I needed to meet with you and reach out to you and get some space for my business. Yeah. I want to let the people, this community, know that you do have something unique. Every introverts, ambiverts, I think everyone has something unique. I think introverts are able to dial back, really watch and analyze people. And because sometimes I dive in a little too quick. I'm like, oh, I should have watched out for this. But
yeah, I've been there. I've done that, and I'm like, oh, this person did not like that. And then I have this argument with myself, like, do they hate me? Like, no, they don't even know you. That's just like not their style, and that's okay. But just like you need all of these people, I need you. I need all of the people that watch this show. I need community. That's how I thrive. That's how I survive. That's like how I move through the world. When I'm alone for a long time, like I can find stuff to do and I can get stuff done and I can make change, but I can't change the world. You know what I mean? Like I can't do that by myself. I can change my sheets, I could change the laundry, I could send an email, I can make a post on Instagram, but I can't move communities. You know what I mean? So I resonate with that so much. I am curious, how do you balance entrepreneurship through your marketing agency and entrepreneurship as a musician? How are you doing both at the same time?
I won't lie, it's not easy, and I'm finding balance still. One thing that really helps me is just waking up, getting out of bed, not starting after 11 a.m. I typically find that when I have those good productive days, I can get a lot done. Y'all, I like to sleep. Durracell has to charge up, okay?
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
Is that
so
what my sleep schedule was?
yes.
I was wondering about that. What is your sleep schedule like? Are you like up late kind of person, or you like crash the second you get home?
I'm an up late. I'm an up late kind of person, which affects my goal of waking up early. So I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But something that helps me balance is just investing some time into it. The business is first right now, and just trying to solidify that. So having my family and friends helps me too. So I'm going out marketing myself, passing out my business card, going out to different networking events. But I'm telling people simultaneously, hey, I have a business and a band. So my circle, they'll find gigs or clients for me. And that helps because I know that my connection and community efforts, you said the keyword community, those are working. I'm manifesting those by telling people in the universe and God, I want to do this, and allowing them to help me. I do the work, so I'll build websites and social media, and I'll practice. Like my new partner, he's gotten me a few gigs. Or let's say my mom is like, hey Darrell, there's this place that I just checked out, and they're looking for live entertainment.
Yeah.
You know? So working on it, balancing it, but thinking about both simultaneously to me. And honestly, I see music as kind of my outlet as well. So my second hustle is a way for me to relieve stress. So I'm like, all right, man, this went like this, that went like this. I'm about to play this chord.
Right. I love that. That's great. I love the point that it's like it's something that fills you up, fills your cup and your bank account. Or that's the goal. Or and both. It seems like you really do enjoy marketing, strategy, all of that beautiful stuff. And I see people like my husband, for example, he's an engineer by day and he's an artist by night and a musician by night and a designer and all of these things. And I'm like, why do you have to separate? I feel like so much of I feel like the younger generations are getting very blessed and they're allowing the multifaceted spaces exist. But a lot of like my fellow, I don't know how old you are, but my fellow millennials are like, I do this by day and I do this by night. I'm like, well, no, you are present all the time. Like you don't have to be two separate people that can't coexist together. Mm-hmm. And I feel like once my husband started talking about his artistry at his job, like his coworkers are coming to things. They're paying for tickets. They're looking at his art. They want to buy it. You know what I mean? Like these are people that spend all their time with you. And I'm saying this to our friends that are like at work, but like secretly an amazing artist. And they're sitting at their cube and they're keeping it a secret, and it's like, I understand the mentality behind that because you want to, keep it separate. You don't, maybe some people don't want to necessarily merge both of those worlds, but the people that you're spending 40 hours of work week with will support you on the weekends and they'll love on you and your artistry and they'll buy your product. Those are people in your audience. So I'm just yelling at y'all. I'm yelling at you. Like, those people will buy shit from you. You know what I mean? Like, those are your people. As much as you don't want to admit it, you love Auntie Barbara that sits in the corner across from you. You know, like, that's your auntie. That's your, like, that's fam. So I love that you're keeping both top of mind, you know?
Yes, Amanda, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Please.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that on the interview, because that is what helps keep me going. So at Bamboo, for the viewers, so I have to get more. Staples is working on my business card orders. Shout out to Staples. Get it together. Staples, I love you. So I have 2 little business card holders. One's for First Hill Marketing, one's for Durracell. And they both have my QR code on it for the different websites and different emails, all that stuff. And people that I've met at Bamboo have come to my most recent concert, Singers in the Round, last Tuesday at Aretha's Jazz Cafe in Detroit. I had, I think, 2 or 3 Bamboo members come, and they spent money at Aretha's Jazz Cafe. So that makes me even more valuable. And Amanda, you are so right that your communities, I think one of the most valuable things that I've learned within the past year is I'm sorry. So I said the power of networking when we first started. The power of community. That's it.
I mean, but they're one and the same. You have to network to build your community. Your community is more of a network, so it's always ebbing and flowing. Networking is a facet of community, but if you don't have community, networking is how you find it. You know, you need both. They coexist together, but they're not the same, right? It's like, it's all of the things. And I preach this all the time, like, we need it all. We need it all, and we all need it differently. You know, we all need networking. Not everybody can just walk into a chamber meeting and be like, this is great. Some people might walk in and be like, this is the trashiest, dustiest, worst. You know what I mean? Like, and some people might be like, this is everything I've been looking for. You know, and then there might be like a coffee meetup and somebody walks in and be like, this is absolutely unprofessional. And somebody else is like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. You know, so any kind of networking is beautiful, but I see you do it in so many ways. I want to segue. This is kind of like a part 2 to the previous question that I asked about how you're doing both at the same time. If you're open to it, are you open to talking about like love and romance?
Oh, let's do it.
Okay, so you are not only a business owner and a musician, but you're newly in a relationship, official. How are you managing that? What is it like being an entrepreneur in a relationship and a musician and a son and a this and a that? Like, what is that experience like for you?
You know what? So I actually wanted to include him in my answer about how to manage, because he got me 3 gigs within 30 days. And it was so interesting. So yes, I'm gay. Hello everyone, I'm girl. Yeah, you know, actually there was, you know what? The Aretha's Jazz Cafe performance, it was on Valentine's Day, I think, of 2023, I believe.
Nice.
I went to Guitar Center and I'm like, oh, I need a different guitar cable. So I got the coiled one. Prince had something like this. So I'm like, oh, I got to get that.
Yeah.
And then I see this and I haven't changed it since. Yes. So his name is Jarrett, and I spent a lot. So if you're in the Oakland County or Royal Oak area of the Detroit area, you know that the gay circuit there is a gay circuit, but it is a little bit small and people don't really like travel, so it's stagnant. Like
Oh,
Detroit isn't really a tour like a tourist city like Chicago or Miami. So
sure.
it can get a little static and stagnant sometimes.
Right.
So I spent like 8 years ever since I was like 19 going to Pronto and Royal Oak, Soho and Ferndale, and going to the same places. And I told myself there was one day I was like, you know what? I want to find love and I want to find music connections.
Hmm.
So I need to change my scene in my community. There's a place called Old Miami in Detroit. It's on Cass, next close to Wayne State University, period.
Right.
And I went out one night by myself. My dad introduced me to Old Miami, and I'm like, well, it's Detroit. It's probably not super hetero or super conservative. You know, I'm sure I'll be okay by myself. And it's a Old Miami is a bar with the stage where musicians can play. So I'm like, all right, let me do this.
Right.
The first night I did that by myself, totally going. I had no friend, or I did not have friends with me. I didn't have family with me. It was just me.
Yep.
I I'm just going around introducing myself. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Darrell. I know I'm like interrupting your group talk, but hey," just like yeah, just like awkwardly placing myself. And there was this guy, and he had on this colorful shirt, and he at the time he had on a wig, and but his hair was like greased in a way. I'm like, you look like Austin Powers.
Oh.
So we chop it up, and it's been history ever since then. I never thought we'd be partners. And he's been helping because, and I would say, make sure your partner is supportive. Find someone in your community. I think finding people in your community just automatically makes the relationship even better because you're like, oh, well, I like visual art. Oh, I like pottery art. It's still art, and you both can appreciate the creativity. If you both are numbers people, you're like, oh, I like decimals. Okay, I like irrational numbers. Ah, you're my wife, you know? You know?
Love it.
So he's been helping me get gigs. He'll carry my music equipment when we're going. So find
Mm,
you somebody that is supportive.
I love it. I think you're so right. When I first started dating LaBrie, I think in the first date, and I talk about Breezy all the time. If you can't tell, I love him. He's like my business partner, my best friend, my husband, like my everything. And on our first date, I remember knowing why I liked him because I was like, oh, he's not questioning my ambition. He's asking questions. He wants more clarity. And there's been so many situations where, I'll go on a date or be talking to a gentleman or whatever, and they got all these like backwards thoughts about all of these goals that I want to achieve. And being in relationships with people that wanted to keep me small, that kind of conversation where he's like, oh my gosh, when's your next event? Like literally like 2 weeks after we started dating, he came to one of my events. He showed up and I was like, so nervous. I was like, man, he's looking at me, he's watching me, he's seeing me, but he was just standing in the back like a proud, proud friend. And he was just like high-fiving me every time I walked past. But that kind of energy is what we need. And it sounds silly, but like if your man can carry your bags, if your partner can help you open the door, if they can help you pack up, unpack, get a gig, they're on the mission with you. And they're obviously supportive. And so we just need to shout out the partners that are like super supportive of our businesses because Breezy be showing up. He carries all the heavy things. He does all the hard things that I don't want to do, like take all the tables up from the basement for the clothing swaps. So, but that removes resistance in relationships. That helps you go the distance. That's like, if you think about doing stuff for yourself, like if you had to go to a gig by yourself and you weren't feeling well, you weren't feeling your best, you got to lug all that shit into the car, then take it out. Then, you might be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to go. But then you got a partner that's like, get your ass up. I will help you. That's the energy. That's the energy we want for friendships, relationships, friends, family, all that. But if you can get in a partner,
Okay, snaps everywhere. I am so grateful for Jared, and he. It's interesting because I feel like I manifested him. Like everything that I've wanted, no kidding.
yeah,
It's so interesting. I've always wanted, I've always wanted love and companionship. I've always wanted music connections and for my love interest to connect me with music if they can,
yeah.
or just at
Artist, he's
least,
in the art community.
you know,
I knew him from the art community. So,
yeah.
you know,
So Amanda, you get it. And I'm so glad that you want your audience to understand that importance. So you all have fun and chase what you want, do what you want. I Amanda will tell you, I will tell you, like, and I even have conversations. Even we, me and Amanda have had conversations. So, and Amanda, so at Bamboo, we call her the business fairy godmother, and she truly is. So ever since I first met Amanda, she was always like, "No, Darrell, change the way you just said that. You are going to claim it. You are going to do this. You are going to do that." And I, ever since I just started believing and chasing, I pray too, but really believing and chasing and just putting in the effort, I've seen apple trees grow.
yeah.
You know?
You seem like a master manifester. Have you always been this way? Has it like before, like pre-bamboo version of you, or like younger you? Were you always kind of like hoping, dreaming, manifesting? Or is this like a newer thing?
Y'all, I just want to say, and Amanda, okay, this actually is so ironic. So it was my 16th birthday. I was going on. I'm sorry, it was my 17th birthday. I was going on 17th, and I was. I had just. I had just said to my brother, I want to learn how to play guitar because my mom started us on drums, and that
Okay.
was when I was 10. I'm 27 now. So when I was 10 years old, my mom was like, "Oh no, y'all are playing an instrument. Y'all are getting the music. Y'all doing something." So, and I knew that I had always loved music, but percussion is just one half of the music. I'm like, I don't know how to really I didn't know the other musical element, like the actual theory, chords, melody, and things like that, and notes. So I remember it was during the summer. We were coming home from summer camp. I was like, I want a guitar. And someone named Darrell Stewart. He spells his name the same way as me, Darrell, and my mom's maiden name is Stewart.
Mm.
That you see that cross right there? I'm not trying to force religion, but I am just saying like the universe.
Yes.
Okay, so I was like, I want a guitar.
Yeah.
Darrell Stewart had ended up. So he's from my dad's old church in Detroit.
Sure.
He donated guitars to us. And my dad called, he was like, "Yeah, there's guitars waiting for you. Darrell Stewart gave you a guitar." And they were actually for my brother. I was like, "Demetrius, I just said I wanted a guitar, please." So it was my birthday. There was a 12-string acoustic guitar. I knew I didn't want that. And there was a 6-string electric guitar. It was a brown wooden stained Dean Markley guitar. I'll never forget it. And my brother was like, "Yeah, go ahead and have it." I have not put down the guitar ever since. And yet, y'all, to the viewers, YouTube University, YouTube University. That is where I started learning guitar, mostly self-taught. I had some lessons, but
Yeah.
that having the guitar in my hand after just and then his name is Darrell Stewart. I was just kind of like, all right. So yes, manifestation and speaking what I want, I really started noticing it when I was about 17.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I love that story so much. And to shout out YouTube University, my sister taught herself to play guitar the same way. She just would watch Taylor Swift videos. This was like way back in the day before YouTube University was even a thing. It was like YouTube was really new. But like I went off to college. My brother went off to college, and then she was just at home alone, and she was like, "What am I gonna do?" She got a rabbit and taught herself how to play guitar. I was like, "Whoa." But like manifestation it's like those little synchronicities are messages. They're notes. It's like, hey, just so you know, I spell my name the same way as you. It's not common, and you can people can like, oh, it's just a coincidence. But I'm like, I see it, and I'm gonna make that into magic. I'm gonna make it into magic. Oh, that was a coincidence. I'm gonna blow that up, and I'm gonna talk about that magical moment all the time now. I feel the same way about how I met Breezy. I definitely manifested him. And sometimes he'll joke and he'd be like, yeah, I didn't exist before she manifested me. I'm like, you know what I mean? For me, he didn't exist. I didn't know him before then. You know what I mean? But manifestation is real. Magic is real. Like, you just have to choose to see it. You just have to choose to participate in it. And if you believe that magic is not real, then all of those little synchronicities, coincidences, the butterflies flying by at the perfect moment, like all those little things are not going to mean anything. So it's up to you if you want to have like a fanciful life or not. But I've seen both sides, and I'm like, I don't want to go back to the dark side. Like, I want to see a squirrel and be like, it's a message. Because why not? Because why not?
I meant you all are getting you all are receiving the abundance of knowledge that I received when I first subscribed to Bamboo and I really started doing this. So it's a blessing to still keep this going. And I'm huge on syncrasies, and I'll say I like thinking about these two quotes. Kanye West said, if you believe you can do it, you can. Yeah. And if you believe, it was something like that. If you have a bad situation and you already assume to yourself, oh, I can't figure it out, you won't. And Henry Ford said, if you believe you can, or if you believe you can't, you're right. And so just building myself up and doing this, I had always believed that I could. I had always believed I can work this out. I can do this. I can start a band. I can build up my own business and become independent. I can learn how to sell and sell myself. So, Amanda, I'm so honored to be in this interview, and you are blessing the people watching this with so much. It's an honor. Oh wait, no, not that. Turn around. No. Thumbs up. I love it.
I appreciate you so much too. I feel like you bring a light that is just like it's contagious. You walk in, you're smiling, you're in a good mood, even when you're not, because you'll come up to me and be like, oh, and you'll tell me a story, but you still walk away with the same beautiful, bright smile, and it's contagious. And I can learn a lot from it, because sometimes I let, little shit get to me, and I can get it in my ethos, and sometimes it takes me a little while to shake it off. But I see you just walking away and shaking it off. You're like, you know what? We're just going to get right back on the horse. You know what? We're going to just try again. We're going to just hop on the next call. We're going to just do the next thing. And I think that's it's the entrepreneurship side. You got to just be willing to try and try again and try again and try again. And you said something, and you were talking about how like you're learning how to sell. You believe that you can. And I feel like sometimes we can get overwhelmed, especially if you have big vision. Someone with big vision, you might be getting overwhelmed about the step-by-step. So I'm like, oh, I want to have this big global company. I want to have franchises and buildings all over the country, all over the globe. I want to have millions of buyers or whatever. And the now and there feels like a treacherous road. But the most important thing is just showing up every day and just taking a step forward and participating in the vision at the small scale, not at the big scale, but you know what the vision is. So you're like, I know I want to get there. The only way to do that is just to show up every day. In any way, you know?
Y'all take these nuggets.
See it. So we have 5 more minutes. I have 2 more questions.
Yes.
So second to last question. Where can everybody find you?
Yes. Well, everyone, if you need a website or social media, my website is firsthillmarketing.com. That is all spelled out. FIRSTHILL marketing.com. Think First Hill like the roller coaster. Wink, wink. And Durracell.com. DURRACELL.com. Yes, Durracell. I did not take your original name, so you cannot come after me now. So yes, firsthillmarketing.com, Durracell.com. I have contact forms on both websites, and I would love to get connected if you need marketing or if you need live entertainment. If you need advice, feel free to come to me, but you all have Amanda Sweet. Keep watching the Let's Glow show. Keep connecting with Amanda Sweet. Stay tuned with her brand. I feel like even just when I look at you and see how much you're doing, it's recharging me. It's like the energy to just keep going is like recycled, and I love it. Keep doing it, Amanda. I love seeing you do your thing.
I love and appreciate you. Thank you so much. When's your next gig? This is part question 1A. This is not the second question. When's your next gig?
Durracell will be on the road. Let me ask Jared. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Let me ask my manager.
So we're rehearsing. I'm trying to get us in Blind Owl in Royal Oak. They pay their musicians, and I love that. So if you go to Durracell.com and click my events page, I'm there. This shirt is also there. Mine's a little wrinkled because, whoops. But you can be sure it's unwrinkled at Durracell.com.
Love it. Okay, this is just a side quest question. Where are you guys rehearsing right now?
So I'm so blessed. There is a church in Royal Oak, and the pastor, he allowed us to use the space. And actually, he told me, Darrell, you're going to need a PA system, because he plays guitar. He's this really cool guy. Even though he's a pastor, he likes to play in bars and clubs, and he'll play non-Christian music, not like crazy music.
Sure.
He said, Darrell, you're going to need a PA system. So I got myself a PA system. We're going to test it at the church, but I met him because my mom worships. So they have a big church. It's in Royal Oak, but he'll have several different congregations and communities worship there, do events there. So my mom is one of those people, or my mom's church. And he plays acoustic guitar for the congregation. So he's a loving pastor. So I'm blessed to have him. He allowed us to use some space. I'm just so grateful, so blessed for every opportunity.
I love that. Well, I was asking because I was thinking maybe you could rehearse once a month or something at Bamboo or something like that. If you guys just want an alternative. The acoustics are terrible, which might be great for rehearsal. Like you're like, oh, we need to try it in a space that's not like perfectly planned out for music. You know what I mean? Most places you'll go will probably be great for music, but Bamboo is not, which might pose an interesting challenge. But if you just wanted to do like open rehearsals where people can come watch, you know what I mean? Like,
okay,
we could talk about it offline. I just wanted to say that while I was thinking about it. So keep
Y'all
that
see
right.
what I mean?
You lock that in right there. Anyway, my last question for you is what last piece of advice do you have for our beautiful listeners, watchers, subscribers, friends, family, community?
In addition to continuing to stay connected to Amanda Sweet and the Let's Glow Show, I think the most important thing is to love what you do and see the challenges as stepping stones to the actual goal you want to be. So, and I'm still falling in love with what I do, but let's say I have a website glitch and I'm just banging my head against the desk and I just can't figure it out. That's actually making me stronger and smarter and more valuable because there's a website issue that I know how to fix that other people don't. Let's say ADA compliance, Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
Let's say someone has like a 30% ranking, which is really bad, and like people with disabilities can't navigate. I have already been through the challenges of that, of getting a website optimal for people with disabilities. I've already been down that road. And yes, it gave me a headache back then, but now I'm more profitable. I'm actually helpful to the world because I'm helping this website become more accessible. That boils down to, I mean, so much. So learn what you want to do and fall in love with the journey to getting there. Love the blessings, love the challenges, the obstacles. Love it all. It's here for you. It's here for you.
I love that so much. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so glad that you walked into Bamboo. I'm so glad that you're out here doing your thing so loudly and proudly. And you refill me too, because I see you showing up and I'm like, man, and he's doing it. I guess I gotta do it. I guess I gotta show up too. I need you. I need you. We need you to keep doing your thing, keep being great. Thank you so, so much. Just all around, thank you. Keep being amazing.
Amanda, thank you. This was a blessing to be here on this show. And I can't wait to just stay tuned and really continue our friendship. You're a blessing. You're a blessing to me in so many ways. And thank you for this opportunity to be on the Let's Glow Show.
Yay! Thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us again. This is the Let's Glow Show with Amanda Sweet. And every single week we interview a creative entrepreneur. We have an amazing rest of November and December coming up. I'm going to just manifest it right now. My dream and my goal is for January for us to be in studio. I'm just manifesting it online. I would love to be in studio with my guests with a 2-point camera in a studio with audio, video, all the things. So that's what we're manifesting. But until then, keep showing up for it. We're going to just keep being here for it the way that it is and the way it's evolving. But I appreciate you guys for being here, for commenting, for liking, for subscribing. Like all of those things mean so much. Couple quick announcements. So Revamp Clothing Swap Festival is coming January 25th. We have our open applications for the brand ambassadors that closes today, end of day, the 20th. So if you're watching this a little bit later, I'm so sorry, but there will be another one next quarter. Our photo shoot is this Saturday. So if you've ever been interested in being a brand ambassador for the Revamp Clothing Swap Festivals, today is your day to sign up for this quarter. What does that look like? You model for us. We feed you. You make a bunch of new friends. You get all the content, and then you volunteer for part of the day on the swap. You get all of your clothes for free. You get fed, and you get this beautiful volunteer opportunity that also has you on the other end looking fly and making a whole bunch of new friends. So if you're interested, I'll put the link below. Thank you so much again for joining us. This is the Let's Glow Show. It's Amanda Sweet, and we will see you next week. Bye.
See you all.